I've seen Game of Thrones too. Thank you. Let's go ahead and move on because if you're not going to listen, to the answer, we might as well not discuss it, right? Do you want to hear the answer? If you'd stop yelling, I will answer. Otherwise, we'll move on.
From all the writings of our founding fathers, that our great republic was never meant to be ruled by a dictator nor a king. Tyranny is rising in the White House, and a man has declared himself our king. What you, congressmen, and your fellow congressmen are going to do to rein in the megalomaniac in the White House.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the question now because people are being rude.
It's clear from all the writings of our founding fathers that our great republic was never meant to be ruled by a dictator nor a king. So you can imagine my shock and pure horror when I woke up to find that our president had given himself unprecedented executive powers and then within a few days named himself king to his followers. Tyranny.
Yeah,
Tyranny.
Virginia, do you have a question for the congressman?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Thank you. Tyranny is rising in the White House, and a man has declared himself our king. So I would like to know, rather, the people would like to know what you, congressmen, and your fellow congressmen are going to do to rein in the megalomaniac in the White House.
I'm not going to give you my best foghorn leghorn response to that. But what I was, you can go ahead and sit down. Thank you. When you talk about tyranny, when you talk about presidential power, I remember having the same discussion with Republicans when Biden was elected. The funny thing is, you're sitting here and a lot of you would probably say those January 6s who are yelling just as loud as you, who are upset just like you, and not listening.
Hey, let's restore some order. Let's restore some order. Hey, let's restore some order.
So yelling at me is not going to get any answer, okay?
Hey,
like I said, we're not going to yell.
Point of order. Hey, let's get through this, Congressman. Hey.
Yeah. I've seen Game of Thrones too. Thank you. Let's go ahead and move on, because if you're not going to listen, to the answer, we might as well not discuss it, right? Do you want to hear the answer? If you'd stop yelling, I will answer. Otherwise, we'll move on. If you would stop talking for a second, I will answer your question, okay? So if you listen to what we've projected, and this goes both parties, by the way. This is a bipartisan problem. REINS Act, the REINS Act, which reins in executive power for both parties, whoever's in party power, and I think it could be tweaked actually to be much better. I don't think executive privilege should be as strong as it is. I think we're out of balance right now. I think your direct representation, whether you like me or not, I'm the closest thing you have to a representative. Your senator's not going to be as representative as me, and the president's not going to be as representative as me when it comes to you, the people in this district. Likewise, I think state government needs to be more powerful than federal government. It used to be that federal funds only made up 1/3 of the money spent, and states was 2/3. It's more representative of your money and your money spent. That's better. Always push government down to the local level, because you'll get better representation. I don't want to see the president make all the decisions. I don't. I didn't want to see. Do you not want to hear that I just said? I answered it directly. I said, I don't want to see any president be too powerful. I just told you we have an act that can be passed by bipartisan resolution. The problem is we couldn't pass it when Joe Biden was in presidency. Then why didn't he pass it? Biden wouldn't pass it, and the Senate, the democratically controlled Senate would not touch it, because they wanted Biden to have executive privilege that was too big too. And this is the problem. This is a bipartisan issue, guys. Look, I'm the one saying let's work together, and you're the one screaming at me. Okay? Let's be fair. I'm telling you how you solve this, and you're saying no, we don't want to hear that.
Hey, let's move on to Karen Skalanka's
Yelling at me
question.
is not going to solve this problem.
Karen Skalanka from Roswell. Karen, are you here? So the floor right now is for Karen Skalanka from Roswell. She has a debt question for the congressman. Karen, if you're here today. Okay. So her question is, so if there is a huge deficit, then why does Trump and Republicans want to have an unlimited ceiling? Do you support this unlimited debt ceiling? What are you going to do?
No, I don't. I don't think that anybody should be without accountability, whether you're Democrat or Republican. Now, we may disagree, but I'm consistent on this issue. And realize that I'm saying it both sides. I blame the Republican Party and the Democrat Party for our problems. I've said we have Democrat and Republicans that work together to solve these problems. And I think this is a problem that we can only dig out together. Now, if you look at the legislation we passed, we're top 10 in legislation passed. Why? Because I work well with others. I don't call people names. I don't yell at people. I don't tell my Democratic colleagues that I disagree with vehemently. I don't call them out and say, you're a bad person. What I do is I go to I literally had, even on things that are pretty polarized, I had 20 Democrats vote for my bill because, why? Because I'm trying to get something solved. Once again, if you're talking about solutions.
Moving on. Ben Pearson from Alpharetta. Mr. Pearson from Alpharetta, are you here today or in the overflow room? Mr. Pearson's question is, do you support RFK Jr.? If so, please explain how supporting him...
I'm sorry, I can't hear the question now because people are being rude.